Moving right along, we have Patsy Parker with the project Sweetie Pie, based in North Minneapolis.
Hi. Let's see if I can figure out which way to click now. How's that? Okay. I'm Patsy Parker, and this is Stayci Bell, and we're with Project Sweetie Pie. And this year we had the pleasure of doing a project called Green with Envy, which was a combination of Sweetie Pie, the U Extension, Compostadores, and Hennepin County Green Partners Grant. And we did composting in North Minneapolis. We had a great time. We built bins, we made hugels, we did lasagna beds, we did pretty much everything you can do with composting. And we also saw ourselves as wanting to make connections. So one of the connections we made was with the zero waste ideas. How do you tell compost from recycling from trash? And here we are at the start with quite a bit of stuff that needs to go into a compost bin. What we did as we went along was to have a meeting with people from the Cleveland Neighborhood Association, and spontaneously we decided we'd make this a zero waste event. Now, you're probably not supposed to do it that way, but that's what we did. So they had some food there, and that guy over there in the orange that you can hardly see, that's Michael Chaney's. He's the sort of spiritual head of Project Sweetie Pie. So what we did was we figured out the recycling, we figured out the compost, and that one little piece of paper that the woman has over on the right, that is our piece of trash. Just to be truthful, we did have one other piece of plastic, but it didn't make the photo op. So, and the kid there on the bin is a very good kid, because every time I asked him what goes next, he knew what was brown and he knew what was green. Now, the people in the group who thought they knew about composting, their hair all went on end, because this is a small site bin and we could just put in the bits of leftover chicken. So a lot of people learned a lot of things. And what I've come to realize is that for myself, zero waste needs to be taken into our hearts and taken into the fabric of our community. What we really need to do is be teaching the kids, and also be thinking about the fact that there are elders around. All of us have elders who lived through the Depression. Those people knew how to save things. And there are other piece of people who really know about that sort of stuff are folks who come from other countries. When I teach, I have some students who are from East Africa, and they were explaining to me there is never any leftover food in Africa because it's all eaten, which is something for us to start thinking about. So I'm supposed to be telling you my ask. So here's my ask. It's kind of complex. One half of my ask is to start thinking about how to do composting as economic development on the north side. The last event that I went to on the north side was sponsored by North Point, which is a health and wellness center. There were like 200 people there. They were eating great food. They were talking about portions. They were doing fun runs and bike rides, and the whole thing was free, because the perception is nobody in the north side has any money. Might not be quite true, but that's the perception. You could never have this event on the north side because people couldn't afford to come. So part of it is to start asking the questions, how do we change things? How does this get into the fabric of the community? And my second ask is, I would like you all to come and get a carrot. I have been, what happens on the north side is you have to look at different resources. So one of the resources we have is we have a lot of places where they do produce drops. So second harvest comes, they give produce, everybody comes and gets it, and at the end, last week there were only 30 boxes of cucumbers left. So I would have been glad to give you all those cucumbers. I couldn't find you, so I had to compost them all in a great lasagna bed. This week, there are 30 boxes of green peppers. They're not so good, so I'm gonna compost them, no problem. But this week, we had a pallet of carrots. This kind of carrot. So for the last 3 days, I've been giving carrots to everyone that I can think of who eats carrots. So today is your lucky day. You get to have a carrot. So from my perspective, eat the carrot, think about how to support economic development in the north side, and also think about how to take zero waste into your community, your heart, your spirit, because this is not just about an empty trash can, it's about a whole lot more. Thank you.
I say, give all the little people land so they can grow some vegetables and cut out all the big old grocery stores. And please, let's make manufacturers be more responsible and give them back all their trash and make them have to get rid of it.